Hey there, it's Liz Kroft with Soul Property Advisors, and in today's video we're going to talk a little bit about what the media is reporting. And what the media is reporting is that the real estate market is slowing. And what does a slowing market mean? Well, before we dive in, I want to share with you that the data most media outlets are reporting to you is often very delayed data. And the reason for that is they report a lot of lagging indicators, which means they're talking about things much later when they really actually happen. So let's get into it. When the media talks about the housing slowing, there's a lot of different things that could mean. Part of what it means is consumers are going to click on articles that report something different and novel. Now we've been hearing the market is hot and now they're saying it's slowing. So let's get beyond the click and let's talk about what's really happening here in the Santa Cruz County housing market. So when I pull the data from the local MLS listings at the end of each month, I study the information to a point of exhaustion. My degree is in economics and my background is in insurance analysis, and I just love diving into the charts and graphs and pivot tables and data in order to really see what's happening in the market and share that with you. So let's take a look at that data from September and how it shows signs of a cooling market. So in September, the number of homes going pending or going into contract was down by quite a bit, 24% month over month to be exact. And interestingly, pending numbers have been on the decline since April. Now homes are taking longer to sell at an average of 24 days on the market in September, and that's compared to 19 days in August. And this number has been on the rise since June. So homes are selling closer to asking in general. In September, it was an average of 2.1% above the asking price, another data point that's been cooling steadily since April when it peaked at 7.4% above asking price. The percentage of homes with price reductions has been increasing since April as well, from 10% of homes up to 20%. And believe it or not, the median price for single-family homes dropped 6% month over month to 1.185 in September. Homes are also receiving fewer offers in general, some still receiving 20 plus, but they're fewer and further between at the moment. And these data points all indicate that there are a few less buyers active in the housing market than what we've been used to. My personal belief is that it is in part due to pent-up demand from COVID since the beginning of 2020. Now more people have been taking vacations before school gets started, and they're choosing to spend their time and money on concerts, shopping, sporting events, and other things. So it's kind of expected for things to slow down a little bit while some families prioritize other things in life over shopping for a home. And what was interesting looking at the data from September is that the number of homes coming onto the market for sale was down 16% month over month, which is fairly surprising. I gathered the market would slow down on the buyer side, but it slowed down a lot on the seller side too. So for most of this year, inventory was on the rise, and that's actually some of the highest levels we've seen since 2015, believe it or not. So unfortunately, buyers taking a little bit of a break wasn't enough to balance supply and demand, since more sellers stayed on the sidelines too. And we had about 18% less homes coming onto the market and 16% less coming off the market. And the media is not really talking about that because that's not super exciting. The inventory levels have been low and shrinking for a long time. They keep reporting the same thing over and over, and that doesn't entice readers to click on headlines. So even though buyer demand slowed, we've actually seen the contraction of inventory in September too. And the media is not reporting that, but it's pretty noteworthy. Supply and demand is what moves markets. And when supply is decreasing, values tend to increase. So while we saw a dip in prices in September, I'm still confident we're going to continue to see values rise in the coming months. And of course, it will be very important to keep an eye on interest rates. So what does this all mean for you? Well, are you thinking of buying? If you've been considering buying a property, it's a great opportunity right now. There's a little less competition than you saw at the beginning of the year and much of 2020. It's taking homes a little longer to sell. We're seeing more price reductions and homes selling closer to their asking price. And there's logic and psychology involved too. A lot of sellers are getting stressed because their home is not selling as fast as their friends or neighbors did back in the spring. And it might create some opportunities for you to come in and get your home that you really want at a price you're comfortable with. So some potential opportunity there. Now on the flip side, if you're thinking of selling and you're thinking of listing your property, again, prices are still holding steady. Now, though, I do think we may see a continued slowdown the rest of the year to next February as the market maybe returns to a more normal cycle. If you're going to sell, keep in mind that it's going to be a little slower, and it's important to have a realistic expectation that it's likely not selling in 2 or 3 days, and you're more likely to receive fewer offers than sellers were seeing earlier in the year. So that's what's going on here in Santa Cruz County real estate market as of the end of September, early October. If you want to find out if it is the right time for you to buy or sell, call me at the number down below, and I'd love the opportunity to explore that with you and be the trusted guide to help you make the best decision for your future.